So it seems like Pete Davidson is the living proof that the Kardashian curse is real. When will these boys even learn though? How exactly does dating Kim affect Pete's life? He was even so relieved that she's no longer part of his life. Although that's the case, Pete is apparently suffering from the consequences of getting involved with a Kardashian. This relationship was not really unexpected, especially after Kim and Pete did that skit on SNL. There are rumors going around that Kim is also to blame on why Pete is no longer part of the show. To think that it's where their romantic feelings for each other started to grow? Oh boy, people never really rooted for them because everybody knew that it's something that would not last. Even though he knew about the Kardashian curse, he still went for it, and now he was telling his friends that he regretted ever being in a relationship with Kim K. If you're not really a fan of the Kardashian-Jenner clan and was not following them ever since they gained popularity, then chances are you do not know what this curse is all about. Well, this is just a term used for the exes that the Kar-Jenners had. Though there is no certainty that this is actually real, most of the men that the sisters dated all suffered unfortunate events after they broke up from the girls. Kylie Jenner once addressed this in her interview with GQ. She said, "It's everyone around us that aren't used to the media attention, and we're just like, oh, that'll go away in a day. I know these stories aren't going to matter, so don't even let them affect you, you know?" She added, "But it's not just men, it's friends. It's people who come and just don't know how to handle it. It's the negative. There's a lot of people who love us, but there's also a huge handful of people who don't like us." I don't think that she can still say the same now, as a lot of people and supporters have turned their backs against them. Come on, we know how this family loves the controversy. For them, it doesn't matter if they're doing or saying anything wrong as long as they get to have the spotlight. You see, Pete was not the first dude to experience the curse because this idea would not even be entertained by fans if it has not happened repeatedly. But he must have been really frustrated as they did not even last that long, and yet he still had to deal with the cons. Many people have called this and expected something like this to happen to Pete. What these boys went through was not really a great misfortune, but their similarity is the fact that either their career or personal lives would suffer after breaking up with the Kar-Jenners. One source revealed that the more he reflects on what he went through with Kim, the more Pete wants to pinch himself and ask what the hell he was thinking. His swagger was gone and he's seriously worried that he's become a long-term victim of the Kardashian curse. It was a little too late to realize that though. For those of you who don't know, Pete and Kim's relationship started to blossom when they shared a kiss on SNL as they were doing a skit where they played Aladdin and Princess Jasmine. But even though they seemed sweet, especially when there were cameras around and Pete looked like he got along well with Kim's family and children, it was not enough to make the romance last. But before we get deeper into the video, if you want to see more videos about Kim K and Pete Davidson, then make sure that you subscribe to our channel right away. I will always keep you updated about the latest happenings in their lives and more. Pete even had a tattoo dedicated to Kim, but he allegedly had it removed in October of 2022. The first time that people heard the news about them dating, I bet that all of you rolled your eyes saying that he's just a rebound to Kanye West. Well, we all thought that Kim and Kanye would really be together until the end, especially that they have children. Not only is Pete talking about his regrets, but as the source mentioned, Pete thinks he lost his swagger, and it's probably because he believes that Kim K does not even compare to his past girlfriends. I mean, to be honest, what did these girls even see in him that made them want to be with him? But Pete is known to pull off very beautiful women, including Margaret Qualley, Kaya Gerber, Kate Beckinsale, and Ariana Grande. After his relationship with Kim, he was linked to Emily Ratajkowski. Well, all these girls must have really boosted his confidence as he can brag about getting the chance to be with all these pretty girls. One of the reasons why Pete must have been spreading these stories to his pals is because of the fact that even when they were still together, Pete got entangled with Kim and Kanye's drama. Besides that, we all know that the Kar-Jenners are living for the drama, which possibly made Pete tired from all the mess that they're in and no longer wants to play a part in any of those. Like what I mentioned earlier, Kanye and Kim's divorce is something that many people never expected that would happen. But it did, and some fans thought that Kim would easily be swayed by Kanye's antiques and sweet gestures towards her. Kanye West became very showy about his intent to get back with Kim anyway. He even sent her a truck of red roses for Valentine's Day. Having said that, Kanye was not really a fan of Pete and Kim's relationship. He often trolled and bullied Pete online during the peak of Kim and Pete's love affair. It was so bad that Kanye called him names and even dropped some threats on his music video. Pete, on the other hand, never showed that it bothered him and even joked about it, but he must have been worried about his peace as well, considering that Kanye can always go overboard with his slanders, statements, and actions. Lucky him though, because his relationship with his co-star on Bodies, Chase Sui Wonders is looking great at least. So what disarray are people pointing out about his life? Well, first off, he's no longer part of the Saturday Night Live. Remember the same show where Kim and him got too cheesy, and the very show that made him as popular as he is today? As I said earlier, Pete dated Emily after Kim, and that is where the curse must have started taking effect on Pete's life. Obviously, Pete and Emily's relationship was short-lived as an insider spilled this. Pete was down to taking things casually until he realized that Emily's head was in an entirely different place than his with his. Seeing Emily out with other men did get to him, but he knew that it shouldn't because he was not her boyfriend. They're both so incredibly busy right now with their careers. Johnny Potenza, who is one of Pete's good friends in the industry, also has got something to say as he is not believing the fact that the long-distance setup was the main reason why the couple broke up. He believes that the drama between Kim and Kanye mainly affected Kim and Pete's relationship. I mean, who would feel comfortable with everything that Kanye threw at him? Yes, Pete himself is popular, but Kanye could be so crazy most of the time. Come on, he was also shading Kim ever since they got divorced. There are also speculations that the Kardashian-Jenner clan would not be invited to the upcoming Met Gala because Kanye pulled some strings to get them off the guest list. Kanye could go from petty to serious grave threats, so yeah, we understand you, Pete, if you also feared for your safety. If you haven't listened to Kanye's song Easy, then he wrote this line: "God saved me from the crash just so I can beat Pete Davidson's ass." He was really going after him, and he was not even trying to be subtle with how mad and pissed he is with Pete and his relationship with his ex-wife. I told you, it's hard to deal with Kanye's tantrums, and Pete must have been so sick with all that. Not only that, but he continuously attacked Pete through his Instagram posts and captions. Kim must have also realized how serious these things are, so she messaged Kanye and told him, "You're creating a dangerous and scary environment and someone will hurt Pete and this will all be your fault." All of these threats happened while they were still together, so that must have been the reason as to why Pete was still worrying about getting more than threats now that he's no longer in a relationship with a Kardashian sister. People would continue to think that there's really something wrong with the Kar-Jenner sisters because how could you explain all the unfortunate experiences of the boys they once dated? Pete was not the only one on the list because even Ray J lost so much in his career when these tapes got leaked. Another reason why they decided to split is because Kim does not want something serious yet. An insider reported, "Pete is so sweet, but she didn't feel ready for something serious with him. They had tons of chemistry and still do, but she kinda wants to be single and date. Kim still adores Pete and will always be friends with him. She still thinks that he's the nicest and sweetest guy in the world and there's no drama or anything weird between them now." But no matter how hard Kim tried to downplay it, what happened to them is more than just busy schedules and long distance, but it has something to do with the drama and mess that Kim continues to get Pete involved in. Thanks for watching, don't forget to check out these videos.